Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Debbie, and I am going to take you through this beginner yoga flow for when you think that you're not flexible. So you don't need any props at all. However, if you think you might like to use some pillows for your knees or anything like that, or a blanket maybe, feel free to press pause and go and grab that. Otherwise, we are going to begin seated exactly as we are. So cross-legged in easy seat or Sukhasana on your knees, or maybe on that blanket if you grab that. And we're just going to begin by sitting up and having a nice tall spine. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now, if you'd like to close down the eyes, and your hands can rest anywhere in your lap. We're just going to take 5 breaths in and out here just to center ourselves, dropping our chin towards our chest just a little bit so that we're not extending. Breathing in through the nose and breathe out through the nose. If you'd like to place your hand on your belly so you can feel your breath expanding the belly, breathe in, breathe out. You don't have to do that. Hands can stay in the lap. Breath in and out. 2 more on your own. And if you've noticed that you are starting to maybe round forward a little bit, just think about sitting up nice and tall, holding those shoulders up. And last breath in and out through the nose. And if you had the eyes closed, go ahead and blink them open. We're going to make our way onto our hands and knees into a tabletop position. And this is where maybe if your knees are sensitive, you might want to put that blanket under the knees. So spread the fingers nice and wide. So you're putting all of your weight down into your hands evenly, not just dumping in the wrists. And we will inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, cow pose. And then exhale, round for cat back. Inhale, look up at the sky, and then exhale, round. And we'll inhale, we'll come back to neutral. And we're going to take our left foot forward in between the hands. So you can lift up and bring that left foot forward, placing it in between the hands. Maybe push that knee back just a little bit, keeping that knee directly over the ankle. And you can come up on fingertips here, or if it feels more comfortable, you can place your hands on your knee, interlaced, whatever works for you. And then just allow gravity to work for you here and sink down into the hips, taking nice, full, deep belly breaths into the belly. Breathing in, breathing out. Now you might notice that gravity is taking the hips down lower, and that's perfectly fine. Should be feeling a nice stretch through the front of the hip and maybe a little bit back here through the hamstring. One more breath in and out. Place the hands down on the mat. Take that left foot back, and we will swap to the right side. So bringing that right foot forward, heel toe it in so it goes in between the hands. Maybe take that back knee back a little further, keeping that knee directly over the ankle. And again, you can stay down, propped up onto fingertips, or use blocks, books, whatever you've got handy. Or if it feels more comfortable, placing the hands on the knee. And again, you know you're doing this right if you can breathe properly and don't feel like you're struggling to get a natural deep breath in. So breathing in through the nose and out. One more breath in and out. And we'll place those hands down on the mat. And we're going to make our way into child's pose. So your choice, you can just do the traditional child's pose where you sit back on your heels and then round over like that. And you can use blocks, pillows, blanket, whatever, to bring the head up. Or if you want a little bit more of a hip stretch, hip opener, you can spread the knees as wide as a yoga mat and then walk your hands out and allow the forehead to drop to the mat. Your choice. You do whichever one feels good in your body today. This one you also get a little bit of a back stretch and stretch the shoulders. So maybe if your shoulders are tight, this one feels better. One more breath. And we're going to come back into tabletop just to transition onto our back. So we'll cross at the ankles and then rock back onto our bum and make our way onto our backs. Lowering yourself down, and we'll just take both knees and we'll pull them in for wind pose. And maybe if your low back is sore, this feels really good. And maybe if you want to take it a little deeper, you can just rock gently from side to side, and you just feel a nice massage right in that low back there. So you shouldn't have any space in your low back between the mat and your bum. Should be nice and flush. We'll just find a moment of stillness here. We're going to drop our feet down onto the mat, keeping our knees bent, and we will cross our right leg over the left. So our ankle is on our left knee, creating a nice L shape with the leg. And then if it feels good, you can reach through and pull that knee towards the chest. Just remember to keep the toes flexed towards the knee. So the right toes are flexing towards the right knee. And if you'd like, you can flex the left toes towards the left knee just to protect the knees. And if you need to use a strap, feel free to do that. Or if it just felt more comfortable, having both feet down, or the left foot down on the ground and the right foot just over the left knee and just pushing that away gently, then feel free to continue with that. Always making sure that you can breathe fully in and out through the nose. So we'll take our last breath in here and out, and we'll release on the exhale, and we'll take that to the other side. So crossing left ankle over right knee. And this is where, if you'd like to stay and maybe just put some gentle pressure so that you can just feel a little bit of a stretch through the hamstring back here in the hip. Otherwise, if you want a little bit more of a stretch, pull that knee in towards the chest, making sure that you can breathe fully in and out through the nose. Keeping both of your feet flexed towards the knees. And try and relax those shoulders down away from the ears. You should be almost reaching the mat, depending on your anatomy. For me, mine are rounded a little bit, but my shoulder blades are touching the mat. One more breath in and out. And on the exhale, we'll drop the foot down, lowering that left foot. Now we're going to lift the hips up and just scoot them over to the right side of the mat and let the knees fall over to the left. If it feels good, look over that right shoulder and extend that right arm out straight, or cactus it 90 degrees. Remember, it's your yoga practice, your body. Listen to your body, and you can keep the the left hand on top of the right knee. Should feel nice through the low back. Also really good for digestion when we twist. One more breath in and out. Breathe in. Then on the exhale, lift the knees up. Lift up the hips, take them over to the left, and then drop them over to the right. Again, if it feels good, look over to the left, and the right hand now can come on top of that left knee, and you can put the arm out straight, or you can cactus the left arm. Just do what feels good in your body. The goal is to keep the shoulders on the mat and relaxed away from the ears. Breathing in and out fully, into the belly through the nose. One more breath in. And on the exhale, lift the knees up. Bring them back to center. Maybe it feels good to pull them in for just one more squeeze. Maybe lift the head up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then release, rolling over onto one side or the other. Push your way up into a seated position. If you would like, you can end this in Shavasana. Your choice. We're going to end seated. And we'll just take a moment here. We're going to bring our hands to our chest. Drop our chin down towards the chest. Breathing in and out through the nose. Thank your body for taking you through this practice today. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing on the mat with me today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe and the notification bell so that you know when my next video is available to view. I am posting weekly on YouTube, so you should see new videos from me each week. Thank you so much again for practicing with me today. Have a great day.